Hi, I'm Reisha Jones and this is my facilitation playground. Alright, today we're doing stakeholder mapping. Woohoo! Alright, I'm an anthropologist, a social development specialist, and I have been doing stakeholder engagement with the extractive industry, with multilateral development banks and government agencies for over 20 years. And today I'm showing you my preferred method for stakeholder mapping. Alright, so what on earth is stakeholder mapping? It's pretty simple. It's a way of understanding for a project. I'm talking about projects like infrastructure projects, mining projects. It's understanding who your stakeholders are and their ability to influence the project's outcomes, but also their interests and concerns, and kind of a way of analysing all of that in a really simple format. It's effectively a methodology. Okay, so there's quite a few out there that get used. My preferred one is an interest and influence matrix. And you will see other names for this as well, power and interest, but here we go. This is all you need is either some flip charts or a whiteboard, and we're going to draw two arrows. Yeah, and at the top we've got high influence, we've got low influence down here, high interest here, and low interest on the other side. Okay, and you need a list of your stakeholders. You can prepare this as part of your stakeholder mapping. I just prepared one earlier. Yeah, post-its, markers, and that's it. That's all you actually need. This is best done in a workshop format, and I'm going to get to that a bit more. All right, so a couple of places people come unstuck with a power and interest or interest and influence matrix. The first one is they try and do it on their own, and I see you thinking about doing it on your own. Don't do it on your own, because part of the methodology is a process of peer review and verification all rolled into one, where you do it with other people. Now, best case scenario, I aim for around 6 people maximum. You don't want more than that. This is an internal activity. Don't go out and do the stakeholder mapping with the community. It's an internal activity to the project. Now, ideally, you want to have someone senior in the project, like a project director, project owner, who understands the political landscape. You want someone who understands the local community, so that could be a social specialist or a social consultant. Could be yourself if this is your role. Okay, you also want the environment specialist or environment consultant, someone that understands the interplay between the environmental impacts of the project and the community, and especially for environmental NGOs and those sorts of interested parties. Now, you also want to have an engineer. Engineers are always great to have in the room because they really can talk to you more about the project design aspects and the interplay with how it might impact the community and therefore people's concerns. And that's ideal. That is the ideal scenario. So you've got people who understand the bigger political landscape, people who understand the community really well, the environmental impacts, and the engineering side of things. Okay, so don't do it on your own, because basically you need to come through verification and consensus and reach consensus. So for example, we're doing NGOs. The environment specialist will know what the interests of an environmental NGO will be. So you might think it's different, but they might have more knowledge. And so through a process, you will work out where they belong on the map, but you need to come to consensus and agree together. And there should be lots of arguing in stakeholder mapping. That's part of the process. Okay, so that's the first mistake I see. People want to rush ahead and do it on their own. Don't do it. Your results probably won't be correct. The second mistake I think where people really come undone is that they try and lump their stakeholders together. So I've written out the NGOs from my stakeholder list on this one, and people want to use this, but the thing is you need to separate it out. So an international NGO might have a much different level of influence over a project than a little NGO, a local one that's like a bird group, right? They've got their own little form, they're an NGO. They don't have as much influence over the project outcomes as, say, an international NGO. Now that can be different based on the country and the context. Sometimes local NGOs can be really influential, much more so than an international NGO. And that's why you need to separate them, right? So you have to separate these stakeholder groups and map them, because their influence or their interest might be quite different, okay? So there are two places that people come unstuck with the stakeholder mapping process. And in my next video, I'm going to take you through step by step on how we do the mapping. There you go.